Today, we're going to discuss what the stock market is and why it's important. What is the stock market? Why is it important? The stock market is a set of exchanges where people can buy and sell stocks, also known as shares, of publicly traded companies. What do those shares do? They give investors partial ownership of that business. That's cool. That seems really complicated. It kind of is, but I want to make it as simple as possible for you. So what are stock exchanges? Stock exchanges are where the buying and selling of shares actually happens. What do you mean by that? The stock market is made up of different stock exchanges. The two largest stock exchanges, the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ, are located in the US. Oh, that's interesting. But know that there are many more around the world, including the London Stock Exchange and the Toronto Stock Exchange. So is there a physical location for the stock market? No, but some stock exchanges do have one. For example, the New York Stock Exchange has an in-person trading floor on Wall Street. That seems like fun. We should take a class field trip and visit. I don't know about that. Even though it has an in-person location, most of the New York Stock Exchange trades occur online. I guess we don't need to visit then. The NASDAQ doesn't even have a physical trading location, so all of the buying and selling there happens virtually. How do you track the stock market's performance? Through stock market indexes. What are stock market indexes? Stock market indexes track large sections of the stock market in order to give a general sense of how the overall market is doing. Why don't we just ask the stock market, hey, how are you doing? A penny for your thoughts? If only it was that easy. We can't speak to the stock market yet, so we have indexes to track how different parts of the stock market are doing. Stock market indexes are usually based on the size of the companies or the specific industry they're in, like technology. I don't get it at all. When you hear someone talking about the stock market, either in person or on the news or in your dreams, sure, if you dream about that type of stuff. Warren Buffett probably does. I used to. Well, if you hear someone say,
the stock market is down 5% today,
they're usually talking about one of the major stock market indexes. Oh, that makes sense. So what are some examples of stock market indexes? The three most well-known indexes in America are the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the Standard & Poor's 500, and the NASDAQ Composite. I'm going to start the Zeno Index. Zeno, 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 Zeno. The Zeno Index. Ba-da-da-da-dum. There's also the Wilshire 5000, which is less famous than the other three, but it includes all publicly traded companies in the US, so it gives a better representation of how the overall US stock market is doing. So what's the purpose of the stock market? The stock market plays several important roles in our society and culture. Like what? First, it allows companies to raise money from investors. Second, it allows companies to sell shares of ownership in a public market. And third, it allows investors to buy and sell ownership in publicly traded companies. Maybe I'll start Zeno Incorporated. Zeno Incorporated. Buy stuff. The liquidity of the stock market allows investors to buy and sell securities quickly. Liquidity, that's a funny word. Liquidity. Liquid. Water. So how does a company get on the stock market? It has to go through a process called an initial public offering. IPO. Yes, an IPO. The goal is to list its shares on a stock exchange. Once the company is listed on a stock exchange, it's a part of the stock market, and investors around the world can then buy and sell its shares online. So why should I trust the stock market? Trust is something that needs to be earned over time. That's deep. Although there is a lot of manipulation in the stock market, the US Securities and Exchange Commission, also known as the SEC, regulates it in order to ensure that it's a trustworthy place to buy and sell shares of companies. Okay, tell me more about the SEC. Well, the SEC is a three-part mission. 1. Protect investors. 2. Maintain fair, orderly, and efficient markets. And 3. Facilitate capital formation. Seems pretty trustworthy to me. Yeah, but I have trust issues. Who hurt you? Ouch! Why does the stock market matter? The stock market is one way for wise people to invest their money to grow it over time. Like Warren Buffett. But at the same time, it's also a way for foolish people and companies to throw away their money and lose a lot of it. Like me! So true. The stock market is a powerful tool. Treat it with respect. I will. How do I treat the stock market with respect? Be an active listener. Show it love. And don't gossip about it behind its back. But everyone does that. I thought you weren't like everyone. You got me on that one, Mr. Leonard. Learning about the stock market can definitely be overwhelming. I'm very confused. Me too. Although it can be confusing and complicated, we'll be sure to talk about it a lot more in the future since it's so important. Yay! Conscious Money School. Money.